scorn, tattered and torn, hanging on by a thread. With death at our door, the cannons still roar. We shall not bend. If the flag doesn't wave at the end of the day, what is there left to save? Tell me, what is there left to save? And if there's nothing left to save, it's clear there's nothing left to lose. I'll strike the match and light the fuse. Set me on fire so I can rise from the demons I'm keeping inside my mind, into the flames. All that remains is what I needed to keep on believing. Once I'm back on my feet, once I'm back, city is asleep under my feet, sea of a billion lights. I'm taking a leap out of the stream into the purple heights. It's clear there's not a better view. I'll strike the match and light the fuse. Set me on fire so I can rise from the demons I'm keeping inside my mind, into the flames. All that remains is what I needed to keep on believing. Once I'm back on my feet, once I'm back, sticks and stones, I know that I won't be broken. Highs and lows come and go, but I live in the moment. Sticks and stones, I know that I won't be broken, that I won't be broken. Set me on fire so I can rise from the demons I'm keeping inside my mind, into the flames. All that remains is what I needed to keep on believing. Once I'm back on my feet, once I'm back,
시간이 됐지 않아 머리 굴려놔냈어 보여줄 테니 저 담담담담 긴장이 모두 다 get down 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 down
Yeah, 현재 두 눈을 떠 막을 수는 없어 진짜는 마지막에 터지는 법 on the word 피할 수도 없는 도발 like thunder 대답이 아닌 해답을 던져 wonder Wow 우릴 알리는 sign How 뒤로 물러나 warning
기대도 좋아 이건 아직 teaser 예상을 뒤집어놔 모두 다 귀 기울여 한순간 네 끌림 발걸음 더 tripping Back around back around back around back around 지나간 기억들은 더 깊이 down down down
만족은 몰라 난 방아쇠 당겨 till the end
숨을 깊이 부른다 새로운 날 느껴
Get out my way I don't care what you got 아무도 날 막을 수 없어 my turn
My turn My turn 걱정은 너 우리를 믿어 쌓인 먼지를 털어내고 다시 한 번 더 켜놓은 GPS Got my eyes on you 데려갈게 뭐든 on the view. Show me what you got. 위험한 침묵의 순간 통제하는 법을 몰라. Keep it low key. 앞서갈 테니 내 뒤를 따라 follow. 받아들이면 돼 쉽잖아 shallow. You know what it is. 경계는 빛. 날 움직이지. My turn. Baby let's go. Now just can't stop. Got eyes drip drop. From the bottom to the top. Oh yeah, you know we're never gonna stop. 한순간에 끌림 발걸음 더 tripping. Back around 지나간 기억들은 더 깊이 down. 만족은 몰라 난 원해 join me in the air. 숨을 깊게 내뱉어 새로운 날 느껴. Get out my way, I don't care what you got. 아무도 날 막을 수 없어. My turn. 기다렸던 순간이야. 모든 걸 걸어볼게. 난 가야 해 막다른 길이라고 해도 어때. Right now 다른 건 필요 없어. 20 my beat hits 24/7. Get out my way, I don't care what you got. 아무도 날 막을 수 없어. My
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Boosted Bozos, and tonight, I am joined with one of my good friends on the internet, and I mean, he doesn't need an introduction to me, but he needs an introduction to everyone else. It's my good friend Luke Enixxx Farrell, or co-owner, or now co-owner of Involt Esports. How are you doing, Luke?
Hey, good evening. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just chilling.
Giga chilling.
Yourself?
I'm also giga chilling, which is very unusual for me because I'm usually shaking and quaking in these situations because hosting a show is something I gotta get used to. But yeah, well, we're here to talk about the LPL, and a little birdie tells me you are, I would say a greenie. Now, I don't know if everyone knows what a greenie means. A greenie is someone that is very fresh to the scene of Chinese League of Legends. Not fresh to the scene of League of Legends, because I believe you have more experience in that than me. But yeah, before we get onto the LPL, I wanted to ask about your experience in esports and League of Legends. Where did you start? Where did you come from? And where are you going?
Well, my experience in esports in general.
I mean, just a rough idea of where you started, because for me, I started Call of Duty, so...
Oh, no, League was actually my first esport.
Oh, wow.
Way back in the day, end of season 2, beginning of season 3. I think it was IEM Katowice. That was my first actual tournament.
Holy. Wait, did you go or did you just watch it?
No. I just watched
Okay.
it. Just watched it.
I thought you actually went. I was like,
No,
what?
I wish.
That
But
would
no.
have been. Wait,
unfortunately not.
wait. Season 2 is 2012, right?
Yeah, so it was like January 2013, December
Holy-
2012.
Holy, that is almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, so don't. I feel old.
It's 9 years ago now. But yeah, so what's your history in League of Legends then? Have you really been exclusive in just watching, I'd say LCK and Europe and a bit of NA? Or have you been multicultural in the fact that you've watched the emerging regions as well? Shout out my boys in the LMS.
I mean, if you're talking about emerging regions, yeah, I've caught a little bit of the CB lol actually.
Ooh.
I quite like the Brazilian scene; they're quite fun.
They're a crowd.
But I do tend to stay true to my boys in EU. I watch the NA games when I can't sleep, and I watch the LCK games on those rare days when I'm up before midday.
Yeah, so which is it's weird because League of Legends is all about time zones, in my opinion, and what you want to when you want to watch stuff, you got to watch it. And for me, as someone that is an LPL connoisseur, waking up at 5 a.m. to watch Demacia Cup, I was waking up at 4 a.m. to watch Demacia Cup was just a regular thing for me. But telling my mum that or telling my friends that, they're like, "You're insane. You're genuinely just insane just to watch some random rookies that might never play in the LPL watch some games." But yeah, okay, so. You're an EU lad. I'm also an EU lad, but
I am indeed.
What's your favorite? What's the team outside of Invul, of course? What's the team that you spectate, you watch, you're a fan of? You're a stan.
What, is this in general or like in EU or just?
I could say in general actually, because I know the answer is not going to be an LPL team.
Yeah, well, that's true. I am a known Misfits Gaming stanner. Within Europe, we've not been doing too well recently, but that 5-game series against SKT is kind of
peak.
The series that I'll always hold hope for.
I mean, that was season 10. That was Worlds in China
3 years ago. That was 3 years ago.
That's a big China. That's a China buff for the Misfits gamers there. But yeah, you're a Misfits gaming fan. So I would say, what was one of your first experiences with the LPL then? Do you know when it was, or?
Yeah, I actually do.
Okay.
Because I remembered what my first proper experience was with Chinese League of Legends, and I actually wanted to do a little bit of research because I have a couple of really early memories.
Okay, go for them.
First one, season 3 Worlds.
Ooh.
Mr. Faker making his debut in finals and clapping Royal Club.
Yes.
You'll notice a theme here. A lot of my early LPL memories involve them being clapped by Faker.
I mean, that's a custom before, I would say.
Yeah.
20 OMG were about, but before 20, I want to say 2016, 2017, the 2017 WE team, it's kind of a custom where the Korean team was just, you know what, China, eat this.
I mean, it was just more of a case of Korea just doing that to everyone,
Yeah,
but yeah. And I remember watching like Whites try to play Gragas into Faker, and Faker was playing Ari, and it just didn't go well. But no. And then I think my other like actual memory of the LPLs got to be season 4 All Stars.
Ooh.
Because this was back when All Stars was like instead of MSI.
Oh yeah.
I think it was like All Stars in Paris that year.
I can't tell if you're correct.
I think it was
honestly.
Paris that year. I can't remember.
And
I just remember OMG, like the old OMG roster, like Go-Going, San, Loveling. To name drop like
beautiful
a couple of them.
Names.
Like that was a banger roster, and I actually really enjoyed watching them.
That was peak LPL back in the day.
But I remember them getting beaten by T1, and in like the hype video or whatever it was for it, because I can't remember what it was for. And they were like, "Oh well, they didn't shake our hands last time we beat them, so we just want to go out there and absolutely clap them." So
that's a good one. Okay, so 2014 then, OMG. So then 2015, MSI comes around. big man Clear Love appears.
Yeah, I mean, and this is where my interest in the LPL kind of declined a bit, and I don't know why.
It's gone the opposite of what
Yeah,
happens to most
exactly,
people.
exactly, and I don't really know why, but maybe it's because they weren't quite reaching the heights that Korea were internationally.
I mean, yeah, Korea did win every single Worlds until 2018, other than
I
the first one.
Yeah, because I did kind of stick with like T1 as like the team outside of Europe that I always followed. And then by proxy, I just ended up watching LCK rather than LPL.
Yeah, it's a weird one with MSI because 2015 MSI is the first ever MSI. No one really understands it. They don't understand because there's no legacy. There's nothing there.
No, of course.
Whereas MSI now, it's a hype tournament. It's a big boy tournament. Whereas like the first two, it's kind of like then the third one comes around 2017. It's like oh, it's kind of interesting.
This tournament actually matters.
Yeah, it's actually worth something. So we're actually going to try here. Whereas like, but it's always a good stamp that Clear Love, the boys from EDG, the first MSI winners, because yeah, screw you, Korea. You can't have. Well, you didn't get the first Worlds either.
No, we got the first Worlds.
And then shout out Taipei Assassins as well, getting the second, who are now. I believe Taipei Assassins are now J Team, and it was.
I was so sad in Season 2 Worlds.
There was rumors that J Team were coming to the LPL for a little bit, and I don't know what happened to them. And I really wish they did because I would love a Taipei Assassins team in the LPL. But we have AHQ on the way. They're replacing Rogue Warriors, and I believe Suning. There's rumors that Suning are vanishing, but they're changing.
Why? I like Suning.
It's they're selling. It happens a lot.
Oh,
You'll get used to it. It happens a lot in China. A lot of teams change. E-Star, well, they were new, and they're apparently king. That's what sold to J Team. The DMO, Dominus Esports, are now TT. Thunder Talk Gaming, big fans. Big fans.
I liked their name. I have to say,
it's a good gamer name.
Yeah, it's a really good gamer name.
But okay, so you spoke about Going, San.
Yep.
Loveling. Any other names?
I mean, I have to mention Uzi. Wouldn't be an LPL talk show without mentioning Uzi.
Yeah, but that's not the name I'm looking for.
Which name are you looking for?
There's a cheeky IG legend that everyone should know about, and he doesn't play anymore. It's not Rookie, don't worry.
Oh, okay. I don't know who you're on about, but the person I was going to go for would be Pomelo.
Oh, that's a left field one.
That's a name that I remember him. I think I remember him popping off against Diamond at that same All-Star tournament, actually.
Was that 2014?
2014, yeah.
Oh, Pomelo. Wait, what team was Pomelo on? I can't remember Pomelo.
He was on OMG.
Who was that? Oh, I'm a bad OMG fan. I mean, yeah, Icon left. I'm not a fan anymore. Shout out Eric. But yeah, I mean, I put down as asking about old teams like OMG, but any other teams back in the day was obviously Royal Club / Starhorn / whatever name they had back in the day.
It was other than I mean, obviously EDG
Legacy,
because they've been around for like as long as League's been around, right?
Were my boys Invictus anywhere in there? I don't think they were because they didn't really do anything. But
they didn't do anything until 2018, and we all know what happened in 2018.
I mean, they went towards once before then, but like the thing with Invictus Gaming is they've been around. They are like I think the second oldest LPL team currently still, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's kind of mad actually.
Which is something no one really realizes that we're the old boys, but we act like we're the new ones. But yeah, is there any LPL teams that you like right now? Like,
I mean, I like Suning.
Okay, I think Suning's become like a bit of a. I'm trying to think. What's the?
A bit on the hype, like on the.
It's hype, but it's like that kid at school, right?
Yeah.
Or like you see him and you just like him. You can't hate him.
Yeah.
You just like him. Like I think that's what Suning have done to everyone. Like, we like these guys.
I mean, yeah, I like Huanfeng.
It's a feel good story. That's the word.
Yeah, exactly. That's like it's just a feel good, and I can't not like them exactly like you said. Like
Huanfeng, Sortham. Any other teams?
I mean, this is just going to sound like I'm just listing off the most successful teams in the LPL, but top.
Yeah, but it's like why would you like V5? Actually, no, you should like V5 because PP God. But it's like why would you like Thunder Talk Gaming? Why would you like LNG? Because like you're not gonna know them.
Yeah, I've never seen them play.
Which is the best thing
before this last week.
Which is the best thing about this show. We get you don't get to just witness Jackie Love and Rookie. It's Nah,
Yeah.
bro, you're watching Eric. You're watching Cold. I mean, Cold's been around for a while. You're watching Captain, boy from IG Young. You're watching ZS. Like, you're watching these guys, and you're like, who the hell are these? But I kind of like them. But yeah, I mean, like, LPL right now is very interesting. It's a very interesting league, and I think we're getting a lot of fans for the top teams, and then people come and watch them in regional play, and they're like, why is TES dropping games every week? Why is that? And it's like, well, this is just the LPL. It's not like Europe. It's not like Korea.
It's just a crazy shit show.
It's like the best team isn't the best team. You don't know. Like EDG are currently top of the standings. Who would have thought EDG are top of the standings? But that's something that happens.
From what I've kind of seen with the LPL, and like from what I understand from like hearing other people talk about it, you know how like in cartoons people start fighting and there's just this massive dust cloud that encompasses the fight. It's like the LPL is just one massive fucking dust cloud, and whoever ends up on top is just the first person to walk out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean,
what it seems
we've had
anyway.
seasons like we have teams that are really good in regular season. IG, can you stop being bad in good in regular season, and bad in playoffs, like please? And like RNG usually were very good in regular season. Spring because Uzi disappears, but they were always there. FPX when they had their little Phoenix Rise. Anyone heard that song when I was playing it? Shout out to Christy Contanza and FPX. That's a really good song. Their regular season, both spring and summer, they were touted to be champions, and they choked in playoffs first time. Then they won it. EDG usually you predict them, and then they just they just do an EDG and just jump off a cliff. Like it's confusing what happens to them. Like the LPL, it can be predictable, but it's also very like every split you always have a team that just appears, and it's like, who are these guys? Like I think this season LNG are one of those, but they do have Tars and they have Icon. I don't rate their bot lane, but their bot lane is playing very well. They also have what's the top laner? Oh, they got Ale in, who's you won't know. He was called Natural last season on DMO. He was questionable. He's really good mechanically, but
because he looked really good. I remember
he played the second game you watched, and he played Jace, and he kind of ran it a little bit, and then they
game 3 he looked decent.
No, that was Miyuka. They played Miyuka first game, and I don't rate Miyuka. They brought Ale in, and then they subbed him out because they lost. Which we'll get back onto that game that I asked you to watch later on, because that's a topic. That's a later on topic. Right now, we're about to do a segment that's brand new. I was gonna do this with Dabis last week, but I completely forgot. I apologize, Dabis. We can do this in another time. But there's a segment. Has anyone in chat, or have you, Enixxx, watched Soccer AM?
I haven't ever watched it really myself.
Well, there's a segment on there when they bring an American/non-English guest over and they don't support a football team from England, and they put their hand in the bag and they pick out a random team, and now that person will support that team. And it's not just the Premier League teams, it's like literally the big football league teams. Now, I'm not going to throw you an LDL team because that is just mean, and it's really hard to watch LDL games. So what we're going to do is we're going to consult the wheel. And he will.
God bless the wheel.
God bless the wheel.
In its all-knowing wisdom.
we are consulting the wheel. I'm gonna bring it up now. As you can see, there are 17 teams going around the wheel. This has been spinning on my screen for about half an hour now because I had to make sure. I believe every team's there. Now, we're gonna pick a team, and that's gonna be your team. Okay.
Okay.
You can still be fans of Suning, even if Suning goes, that's really good for you. You can still be a fan of Suning. Like I'm a fan of other teams, but this is gonna be your team. I see some people want WE in chat, but the wheel wants what the wheel gets. We'll click.
We will indeed see.
There's a lot. That's a lot of numbers. Okay, where we going? Oh, we are going to E-Star now. E-Star, the newest team in LPL, because they came in 2020. Wait, was it? Yeah, 2020. They were brand new. Was it 2020? Yeah, last season, 2020. So you are now an E-Star fan. Now they have a really nice jersey. But they have a very confusing team, and they also gave us our ADC, so thank you for that. But as an E-Star fan, you need some history. Now, what do you know about E-Star? Other than what I've just said, what I've just said.
Well, having done a quick Leaguepedia search, I know that they're currently 8th in the LPL.
Okay. So the best thing about E-Star is they were new to the LPL in 2020. They were it was very interesting to watch them. They have Schwalsi, their support was ex-Flash Wolves. He replaced Sword Art on Flash Wolves. They had Wink from RNG, who replaced Uzi when Uzi went away, and then he left. They had Crying in the mid lane, who's now back on RNG. I think I can't remember. They have Rat and some other guy, and they got clapped by IG today, which is quite funny. They also had a pretty good jungler called Wei, who's now on RNG. They basically took the RNG rookie team.
So we basically just lost. They basically just lost all their players to RNG.
Yeah, but you've got some good players. You've got Hacker in there. ZS is an IG young player. He was very good in LDL, but he kind of got the shy today.
LPL is not LDL.
Trust me, some players come from the LDL, like Xiaolong Bao, incredible straight away, and then they fall off a cliff. Basically, eStar got to playoffs first split, and then they fell off a cliff because basically RNG said, "Give us Crying back right now. He's good. Give us him back." And eStar were like, "Yes, Mr. RNG." But the thing with eStar is there was some rumors in this offseason that they were going to be changing the name to JTros.org from LMS or PCS. That hasn't gone through. That hasn't happened. I don't know if it's happening. But you might be a J Team fan. But welcome to the LPL fandom, and you've got you've got a good team.
We'll take it. We'll
take it a cheeky E-star. You could have been stuck with some other teams, which would have been hell for you.
Well, I'm a Misfits fan. You think I don't? You think I'm not used to supporting unsuccessful teams?
As Davis has said in the chat, massive spring for a debut team, and then lost the momentum in summer. Yes, that is what happened to E-Star, and sadly, but I mean, V5 came out of that. But you've got an interesting team. You got some young players on there. Shrazi is definitely a player to watch. Hacker, the jungler, he came from OMG. He's okay. He's got a funny name though. H4 Kerr, like Hacker.
It's just edgy.
It's an edgy name. He's an edgy kind of player. He's a fun jungler to watch. But yeah, E-Star. If you go check their jersey as well, I think you'll like it.
Where can I find that? Will it be on there?
It should be somewhere.
Oh wait, yeah, I found like their announcement graphic. That is clean. Actually.
It's very nice, and
that's really clean.
Okay, but now, like I was talking about earlier, like I gave Davis last week, I gave you homework. Now,
you did.
What was the homework I gave you?
The homework you gave me was
sound like a teacher right now.
was to watch LNG versus TT.
Now, what were your expectations going into that game?
I mean, I'd never heard of either team, so I was kind of expecting a bit of a fiesta.
Well, TT used to be Dominus Esports. Now, I don't think you knew about Dominus, but have you ever heard of a team called Snake Esports?
The name rings a bell, but I don't know why.
Because SOFM and Flandre used to play there. SOFM left to go to Suning, and Flandre stayed. They rebranded to LNG, and then Flandre's left. But yeah, so you have no expectations going into this game, this series. No. Any standout moments? I think something in Game 2 might have stood out quite a bit.
I'm really struggling to remember specific moments, because I remember watching through this series last night. And I was, you know, when you get to that point when you're just tired beyond belief, but you don't want to go to sleep.
So when you did your homework last minute, so you're gonna get a fail. Is that what?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. That's kind of what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Well, but, I mean, if I throw you some tidbits, you might remember.
In terms of players that stood out, because I remember some of the players that stood out. Sam D looked pretty good, from what I remember.
He looked good and then didn't look good, but
yeah,
good
had his moments.
Had his moments. That's fair.
There's promise.
There's a certain jungler on LNG that might have stood out a little bit. Mr. X Griffin Tarzan.
Yeah, that's where he was from. Because I recognized that name the whole time, and I was like, "Who did you used to play for? Why do I know your name?"
It's probably because he took the whole of summer last season off when Griffin got relegated, so you probably just kind of forgot about him. But yeah, he's on LNG now. Their mid laner Icon, from your fabled OMG, he came in, and he played the bad boy for a long time in the LPL, and he finally left. Well, he didn't finally. I really depressingly left OMG. I'm really sad about it. He's also a fan favorite, very, very good looking man as well. I don't know why he's playing League of Legends for a living, which could be said for a lot of these players. But yeah, there was a certain thing in Game 2 that happened. TT were down 0-1. Now LPL
I know what you're on about. I think
LPL go best of 3. So what do TT go and do? Let's pick Seraphine, Karma, Olaf, Renekton, MF with Comet. The most toxic comp you could.
It was, yeah. I'd heard about Seraphine Karma before watching that series. And I've played it actually. Well, we've played it.
We played it bot lane. They played Seraphine mid, Karma support, so it was even more. Cause
No, it was the other way around. It was Karma mid, Seraphine support.
Was it Seraphine support? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Seraphine support.
That I just remember Seraphine dying, and I was like, "Oh, they've just lost the game."
But then they didn't lose the game,
they didn't lose.
and then Teen just goes and like clips like 3 people with the edge of the encore, and MF gets a triple kill.
God, Teen,
Like-
that was a nutty play from Teen. I can't lie.
It's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you got exposed to Chinese Croc as well, and you also got exposed
This
to
is true.
you got exposed to Chinese Jace, played by Ale and Miyuka, and you get to see how weird Jace is in the LPL. And
Oh, it's better than North American Jace.
I mean,
at
it's
least.
better than that, but like
Although it
sometimes
couldn't be much worse.
sometimes it falls apart. I don't know what Ale was doing, but yeah, how did you enjoy the series? Though, even though you were tired, was it?
And it was good. It was good. It did give me a couple of reminders as to why I watch the other like major regions, and by that I mean like EU and Korea over the LPL. But no, it was an interesting watch. There wasn't quite as much action as I was expecting though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'll be honest. So basically, right now, LPL has like a 2-week bit, and then it goes on break for 2 weeks, and usually this 2 weeks is the most weird 2 weeks, because some teams aren't being serious, like they're like getting ready for their Lunar New Year break, and you can't really judge anything. Like this is when E-Star were popping, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're just gonna fall off and do it," and they came back and they didn't fall off straight away.
Right.
But like you'll see teams like TES are bad right now, and like to be fair, last season they didn't have Jackie Love. They brought in Jackie Love and they fixed it. They can't do that this year, but they should come back better, because that 2-week break is like it's a really weird thing. It's like you play for 2 weeks, you go on 2-week break, you just come off break and you're going back on break. It's like, it's very weird. But why you just mentioned how you how you prefer to watch other major regions over LPL. Why, like, you were reminded by reasons? What were the reasons?
I just enjoy the way that the EU and the Korean casters discuss the games. And it's like that's not to say that the LPL casters are bad at all,
sure?
because obviously they're casting a professional league. They're obviously good at their jobs. But I don't know. I just enjoy the way that Europe, Korea, and North America kind of go about their broadcasts, and how the casters like. I don't like how the casters like discuss the games.
Well, if you think about, I mean, Korea is in the same boat, but Europe and America, they are the one stream, they are the A stream.
Yeah.
LPL and LCK are basically the B stream. I think LCK has become a bit of an A stream now, because of the amount of viewers it gets, and because there's a lot of English fans, whereas LPL hasn't been given that yet.
No, of course.
You'll see the viewership. People don't want to watch LNG versus TT. People will watch the big games and they won't be there for the small ones. Whereas LCK, you'll find people watching Brion Blade versus Hamwa here and there.
Yeah.
Like, you'll find people watching that, whereas you don't in. And I think it's just a growth thing with that. But yeah, I get what you mean. There's segments and stuff. But shout out to the LPL casters. They have been actually improved a lot recently. Before the last season, there wasn't much in the way of content outside of casting. Like, you get Raz's tweets, but that's just Raz. Like, you can't. That's just a man going wild on Twitter. He's very crazy. Whereas now they've set up a podcast. Munchballs has got his own podcast with Dagda, with Bevies of the Boys. That's very interesting to watch if you want to go watch that. And they get some good guests on, they get some good discussion. Whereas I think on stream they are trying new areas. It's actually incredible that we have a constant English interview now. We usually only get it in playoffs / finals, which is really good. The English translator as well, Wendy, she's doing an incredible job. Shout out to Wendy.
But that's going to be more because there will be and it might not be happening as quickly as it did with LCK, but there are like slowly more fans coming towards the LPL.
That's what I love to see, but I just don't love to see fans coming in and going, "Hey, why is top bad? Why top bad?" It's like, they're not bad. This league's just hell.
This league's just fucking mental. That's what it is.
It's just a city on fire constantly. Yeah. No one's playing it out.
It's a pretty good analogy, to be honest.
But moving on, like, there's things in the LPL that I like, and I don't know if you would like notice them. I spoke to some people about this already. with location-based teams. Now,
Yeah, I remember you talking to Dabis about this last week.
yeah, Overwatch League has done that. The
Mm.
EU used to do that a long time ago, and it didn't last past the season. So some teams.
Wait, did he used to do that?
There was like a certain tournament. Chronicler was talking about it the other day. He used to cast it. It didn't take off.
I was going to say I don't remember it.
Really
so
didn't
can't
take
have
off. I
been
can't remember if
that
it
big.
was. I can't remember if it was a major like EU league or if it was like a EURL or something that was trying to do that.
It might have been an ERL. Yeah.
Which is quite interesting because I think some EURLs are based on cities. Like they call themselves after cities, but they're not based in the city in a way. But going back to what I was going to say, LPL has location-based teams. We have Beijing RNG, Beijing JDG. We have Xi'an WE. Shout out WE. We also have most teams in Shanghai. Do you think there is a possibility in Europe for that? Because I had asked Dabis this the other week. Do you think there's a possibility?
I wish. I think that the whole location-based thing is really cool. Honestly, I'd love to have like for example, you have like Madrid G2 Esports playing against obviously Schalke 04. And like you have the facilities they have over in China are ridiculous.
I think the issue was when was having this discussion was logistically like will a team want to fly from Poland to Spain to play one game because it's literally you're playing one game. Whereas in China you're playing a series, but
maybe if they were to do that in EU, they'd rethink the format and make the format more similar to LPL.
And I would say there'd be a lot more teams in Europe at that point as well. I don't think you'd have just 10 teams because
I think already in Europe I think you could warrant upgrading to like 15 teams in LEC.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more space for a lot more teams in Europe and stuff like that, which is a really cool thing. And honestly, if locations come back, like right now, I think I don't know if I said this on the stream, but I compare Europe to I compare the LEC to the Champions League. That is just the Champions League, but it's like the Super League Champions League. It's like what that proposed league was, and then EU Masters is like the Prem, and like the top leagues, like Bundesliga, Liga. And I'm going on football analogies here. And then
it makes a lot of sense.
And then UKLC now, which I used to consider a Premier League, is now a championship. Now the championship. It's Division 3. It's like it's lower down, or it's Division 2, but whatever. It's lower down, which is, and they're more like region based. And like when I think EU Masters doesn't get enough credit for like
no, definitely not
how it has these like fan bases between like countries. So when Pukistar goes to EU Masters finals, we had the whole Twitter thing of everyone.
The whole Polska Grom.
Everyone did Polska Grom, but that was such a Polish pride thing. Like there was a huge following of the Polish team that were right behind there, and then with like players, and then like in the UK, actually, the UK is like just a very weird example. It's like the only place where people don't support the local team, which is really funny. Even though they support
UK is a very, very strange example.
Even though they support Fnatic, and Fnatic is a UK based team, but I really disagree with them being UK based. They
don't lean into it at all.
No, which is really weird. You'd think like there's a huge Bruv audience out there. We're all Bruvs. Let's get the Bruvs going. No, we don't.
But the thing, I think they lean more into like their Nordic audience just because, well, Reckless partially.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, not anymore. But when they had him, would have been Reckless, and I think a lot of like their CS:GO teams and stuff are like Nordic as well. So,
which is, I think, but is it so? I mean, that's the thing I like about the LPL. Some location based, some traveling. Is there any other things about the LPL that you would like to see implemented elsewhere, or is it just leave it as it is? Don't infect us with the LPL.
Well, no, it's not even that I would say don't infect us with the LPL. It's like I like that the LPL has things that they do that only they do, and I like that the LEC has things that they do that only the LEC do. And it's like you don't want to generalize how you should run a league because then all the leagues become the same and it becomes boring.
Yeah.
Like I like the fact that teams in China will happily just R1 blind Renekton because why not?
Because why not? It's best pick in the game.
Exactly. Because why not? I like the fact that LEC is just best of ones. I like the fact that China is best of three. Like, I think it's fine. There are some things I would want to become more standard, like as we discussed, like locations, and each team having like a home stadium, if you will.
That would, but I think league itself has to get to a bigger point.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, in China, they are we can't see Chinese viewing numbers, but when they come out, like you see, like it's 100 million per game or something, and it's like, huh, what?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, bro, it's only like 1 million people watching G2 Fnatic right now. Like the numbers, like it's a very Western centric thinking, which I think it's just a thing because we're in the West. Like it happens.
Yeah.
Whereas people think LEC is the biggest league in the world. People think LCS.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like people see that, they're like, oh, 1 million, that's a huge number. It's like it's not. It's just not compared to this region or
Yeah.
we can't.
Subjectively, it's not, but on its own, it really is.
Yeah, it's still huge, but it's just one of those weird Western things that it's like we have to just figure it out. We have to figure out a way to get the EU games in China as well, I think, because they will bring some big numbers. I don't believe they already. I think they are streamed over there, but I'm not sure. But anyway, how much of the LPL have you watched this season? That is it's a question that I've been wanting to ask.
Not a lot.
How much have you watched before this season?
Again, not a lot. I remember watching playoffs last summer, or bits of playoffs from last summer.
Bits of playoffs. Was that probably what I streamed when I was crying about IG?
Yeah, partially.
Probably.
I remember watching the final as well.
I think
top was it JDG top?
Yeah, it was the rematch from spring.
Yeah,
it was a big final to watch. A lot of viewers watched that. But
it was a fun series.
You haven't watched like a lot of LPL, which is a good thing. You're greeny. What were your like original premonitions or like thoughts coming into watching the LPL? Because you've definitely watched a bit more this season, right?
Yeah, I've watched a few games, but that's just because I've been awake earlier, honestly.
So what are like your original thoughts coming in? Is it like, oh, they do this, they do that? Like, what are you thinking before you watch the game, and then what are you thinking after? Like, oh, they don't actually do that, they do this, which is actually completely different to what I expected. Like you said about like R1 Renekton, fight the LPL Baron, like that kind of stuff. But you know.
Well, yeah, my initial thought, like going into LPL, like when I've first like fired up the streams, is like, okay, so we'll sit through draft and that's whatever. We'll sit through the first 5 minutes of the game, that's whatever. Then we're gonna get a full team fight at 6 minutes over the first dragon, full team fight at 8 minutes over the first Rift Herald. It's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be kills going everywhere. Obviously, it's not like that. Although I wish it would, because that would be so much fun to watch.
I mean, some games are like that. They generally just start killing each other because they are bored. Like, I will say, I don't think everyone's seen the mic checks, but there is a mic check where I can't remember who says it, and he just goes, "I'm bored, let's fight," and they just fight. And there's no reason to fight. It's just let's fight, and they win.
I mean, having spoken to you about LPL before, I feel like that's something the Shy would say.
No, he doesn't talk. He's okay. I'm gonna put it out there because there was a certain journalist that made me very angry, saying that the Shy cannot communicate with his own team. He can communicate. There's clips of him talking in Chinese to his team, and he communicates fine. He's just a very stoic and cold person. He doesn't. He kind of just. You'll see. He facial expressions. He don't talk much. Whereas it's mainly like. It's weird that it's like a play. It's like usually the support's like let's fight, and everyone else is like nah, I don't want to fight. The support just goes in, so everyone goes in. I think there's a clip of Loken as well. He goes, I think JDG last season were like winning a team fight and like pushing the enemy into top lane. And Loken is playing Aphelios and he comes from a flank and he goes, Ni hao, and just blows everyone up. It's like such a like weird thing that happens. Now I think that happens a lot in Europe as well. But I've never seen a clip of someone in the West or even in Korea just go, I'm bored, let's fight, and they just fight. Like it's just it's a funny thing. But okay, so being a Misfits fan and an EU stanner, like Granny
Indeed.
Spanner, do you ever see EU beating China? No, it's a deep question, and it's kind of a rude question because I think has EU had you have beat China, you've beat Suning, but like when it comes to Worlds, when it comes to that crunch time. Because Fnatic almost did it.
This is just a depressing conversation.
It's a sad conversation, but I think it's an interesting conversation to have because it's a weird thing because LPL couldn't beat Korea. Period.
No.
It was important. Like it was like, oh yeah, we've just beaten like Korea's like second seed. Okay, and then T1 appears. It's like, why do I hear final boss music times a million? Like, what the hell is this crap? And it's like, okay, they get it to a game 5, and it's like, holy, they could do it. They could do it. They're in the best of 1. This is prime Chinese time.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just not. They just get clapped.
Yeah, and then it's just unkillable Demon King Faker rises from the grave.
I think what was really interesting at this was just gone, which is that was 3 months ago now almost.
Yeah, I know, it's a long time, right?
Well, Fnatic got TS to get match point. They were 2-0 up, and
I was so sad.
And then Ultra Instinct Carcer appears.
I have never been more depressed watching League of Legends, actually.
And just absolutely just, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen Carcer play like that ever. Like he went to some different place and was like, no. And he did it for 2 games, and then you get to game 5, and obviously at that point momentum's with you.
Yeah.
And you could see that game 5 is very much a signifier of what the series was. Fnatic were on top, and then I don't know, something happens where they just can't kill Jackie. Like, I don't know. He was on Ezreal, and that Ezreal clip is stuck in my mind because he doesn't dodge anything. He's just like, they kind of whiff, but they don't whiff, and he just kind of walks past it, and then he flashes, and then he baits them in further, and it's like, how that shouldn't be, like, that shouldn't happen. And it's at that point, it's like, is the China EU thing, is it just a curse? Like, LPL fans went through that with Korea, and then IG went to game 5 of KT, and it was like, Rookie didn't buy items level 1, and it was like, oh crap, we're doomed because we were 2-0 up. We did the Fnatic versus TES, and I don't know, Ning went to someplace else and was like, screw you, KT. Like, is it? I think it is possible, but is it possible in the near future? Like,
I think G2's roster's capable. I am really hopeful for this G2 roster for this year.
I think most of it EU are, which is really crazy.
But outside of G2, I don't see it happening.
You need some wonderkins. But I also do you think it'd be matchup based as well? Like I see Fool in chat saying if G2 play FPX 10 times, G2 wins. At least wins that series at least 3 times if they play 10 times, which I think just in odds in general that's just gonna happen because
but I mean, if you're talking, like, I'm assuming Fool was talking specifically about the G2 FPX final. Yeah. If you look at that series, G2 just didn't show up that day at all. They went into that final already thinking it was either that they hadn't prepared properly, or they went into it thinking they'd already won it.
Yeah.
One of the two. And if actual, like, serious G2 showed up that day, like Perks as we've been seeing him for the whole rest of the season, Caps as we've seen him since in the mid lane, like, it would have been a completely different series. But
could you say? But could you also say that it was burnout? Like,
possibly.
Like, I know we've all seen the clip of Perks at the end saying he wants to be human again, which is really fucking sad. Like, he genuinely put his whole life into that. But like, when your team G2 is the best in the region and they're only challenged by Fnatic in summer, really. Yeah. Because this isn't 2020, we're talking about 2019. You dominate there. You go to MSI, you win MSI. And
dominate that tournament.
You dominate MSI very much. Well, you get clapped by IG. Like, they didn't beat a Chinese team at MSI, which is really interesting, actually.
Doesn't matter because
it doesn't matter
because North America did that for us.
but then again, like the IG NA thing, like that was definitely IG just being ego. Yeah. Their ego got the better of them and they fell apart. But like that kind of stuff, like, do you think, like, I think in the LPL we don't just have one good team, we have a bunch of good teams, and all the good teams can be crap one day and all they can be good the next day. Whereas in Europe, I really see, which is really interesting, I see like G2 is very much a dominant team. They are probably the dominant force in Europe right now. And then it's Fnatic. Then it's Fnatic, but now I don't think Fnatic are close at all.
I am just not looking forward to international competition this year outside of G2.
Like, that's the thing. Like, the EU has been marketed as a competitive league, but I don't think it is what they think. So
It's competitive in the sense of, hey, come watch our league. All of our teams are just as bad as each other.
and then G2.
Yeah, there's G2 and then 9 is like.
It's
It's
the
like,
fight
what's
for
the
seconds.
analogy?
It's like the fight for seconds because you're not getting first.
Yeah, it's like, what's the analogy that I'm thinking of? It's like, oh, wait. It's kind of like that Spider-Man meme with all of the 9 teams that aren't G2.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. But I mean, what I was getting at was, if you can get competitive teams, like multiple competitive teams against each other, so like the top 3 are like the best teams in Europe, but they all like beat each other. They can beat each other. Do you think? I think then, or do you think then, China would not China, but like European internationally would be better?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I think we've already started to see signs of it, right? Like we saw it last year with Fnatic and G2, and then, I mean, I'm not going to say Mad Lions because I would be lying to myself. So I'm just going to say Fnatic, G2, and Rogue, right? Those 3 teams kind of fought out at the top all the way through to the end. They were taking games off each other. We looked pretty one-sided in playoffs. I won't lie.
But then again, I think when that comes to playoffs, it's like experience over anything just wins.
Yeah,
because,
it's experience, it's flexibility in draft, because Rogue didn't have that.
Because Rogue was such a rookie team. They were still very. There's like most of the players are second year. Like once they hadn't really been to playoffs that deep, and they go to playoffs, and it's just like they've never tasted playoffs before. Like playoffs is a different. It's the same in the LPL.
The only real experience on that roster last year was like Hans Summer.
Yeah, and Vander.
Yeah,
it's Vander. No offense to Vander, but it's Vander.
No, of course. But I feel like this year it's going to be a lot. I mean, I don't know. G2, I think, have top 3 rosters in World League of Legends.
I mean, yeah, if that G2 team doesn't win spring summer, if they don't go to MSI finals, honestly, I think it's a disappointing year. Like I'm not gonna mention Worlds because Worlds is so far away, and
I'm gonna go out there with a bit of a hot take actually.
Okay.
G2 to win both EU splits.
I think that's a given. Yeah.
Dropping 1 game.
Oh.
In regular season.
Okay, playoffs you can do whatever.
Playoffs, I'm not gonna predict because best of series, anything can fucking happen. MSI final.
Okay.
And bare minimum world semi-final.
Okay. And if they don't, it's a disappointing year.
And if they don't, it's a disappointing year.
Okay, so what if they just get bumped out of MSI groups but get to world finals?
I'd say it's about on expectation.
Okay. Because I mean that's like evening out. Like that's I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie. If you're Ocelot and you're sat managing like owning G2, you don't really care about MSI. You've done that. You've got the T-shirt from that. You've got that competition. That's ticked off the list. Worlds is the one that matters.
And the thing is, if you win MSI, you never win Worlds. That's just a proven fact.
This is true, yeah.
It's a proven fact.
The golden run can never actually happen.
Which is the best thing. But we're straying a lot into Europe right now. So I want to go into our next segment, and with the biggest apology to the viewers, as the LPL person.
Oh, yeah.
I ran it down in predictions. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to flip it out. Okay, so as you can see to my wait, if you're looking at the screen, it's your right. No, the person's watching's left.
Wait.
The person's watching's left. Yeah, and then my right, your left. You can see I got 1 point. You can see Dabbers managed to get 4 points. Now, you can see the 5 games above are the games that me and Dabbers predicted last week. Okay, they're not the games we're predicting this week. We're going to pick them at random because the thing is, I like to pick it random right now. So then I have nothing in my head where I can be like, oh yeah, this is... Like, I have to think about it. Because if I'm thinking about like an hour ago, I'm going to come out with the best prediction possible. Whereas if I go now, I'm going to predict LGD 2-1 EDG. Like I ran it. Like, okay. I will say, Suning versus RNG. I predicted 2-1. Dabbers predicted 1-2. That's
okay.
And RNG went to game 3. RNG won 1-2. And no one expected an Orianna top lane. Actually, wait, was that Suning game? I can't remember. But anyway,
I remember hearing that being discussed and just thinking, like, what is that league, man?
It's Xiaohu going from mid to top and picking mid lane challenges Vince. But
hey, it's just like Vince playing mid lane.
Yeah, I mean that isn't okay. I can accept that because that is literally like a 1 game off. Whereas we both predicted Rogue Warriors to 2-0 E-Star, your now favorite team, who then no E-Star won. FPX versus
let's go the boys.
FPX versus EDG. I will say, don't think me and Davis realize how strong EDG are right now, because EDG looked fierce in that game. Viper was just on something else. But again, FPX are very strong this season. Very strong. Now, I will say Tian is taking a break from competitive play for the foreseeable future due to health reasons. So FPX might fall off a little bit, which could happen. Which will be sad.
Who's the sub for FPX?
They have called up their FPX Blaze, which is the LDL team. Their jungler Bo, I think. He's playing. They also have a sub ADC called Peace, and I think that's lit a fire under LWX's back to say, okay, I have to win now. Like, I have to play good. And then, so me and Davis both got 0 on that. The game was, I can't remember, I think it was 2-0 EDG. I'm not sure, but we both got it wrong. LNG versus TT, we both got 1 point from that. We both predicted 2-0. We didn't expect the Seraphine Karma game from TT. Shout out to them. And then I went for a wild card prediction, and I said LGD will 2-1 EDG. And then I realized that actually LGD are playing Garvey, their top laner, as ADC, who I'm a big fan of, but LGD are just not a team. They're just not a good team right now. So I kind of ran it. I will say that. So it's currently 4-1. Now, look, you have to pick up what Davis left off. Like, you have to carry on this momentum. Now,
Davis, can I just apologize in advance for how badly I'm about to screw this?
Before we do predictions, pick the 5 games, we're going to consult the wheel again. Because we are because the LNG TT game was the homework game, but it's also a prediction game. So we're going to get 1 prediction game from the wheel, and then we're going to get 4 other prediction games at random, and I'm just going to say them, and then I'll predict them in order of when they are played. So Suning versus RNG was played first. LGD versus EDG was played last. So if this prediction game is played tomorrow, then we're going to predict that first. If it's predicted later in the week, we're going to predict that last. So time to consult the wheel. And as you can see, there's 3 games on there. There's WE versus TT. There's BLG versus RA, which is Rare Atom, aka Vichy Gaming. Yes, Vichy Gaming has now left the LPL. Rogue Warrior, and then also Rogue Warriors versus Victory 5. Now, I'm going to click this wheel. Is there any games here that stick out to you, Luke?
I mean, I recognize. Well, TT obviously sticks out, having watched them. But I think it'd be a really difficult one for them going up against WE. I remember, like, they're another one of those like legacy LPL teams.
I know there's a WE fan in chat.
I kind of remember from back in the day.
And while you're speaking, I'm going to click the wheel. Let's see where it goes. Where are we going this week for homework? It's going to be... it's on the edge. Okay, it's Rogue Warriors versus V5 now. If you guys can hear the clapping. Beautiful game. Now, it's going to be the Rogue Warriors rebuild team with... like some of their top I think that actually their ADC prospect they were all hyping up got sent back down to the LDL, but that's by the by. That's kind of rude. They got Betty, they've got Chocho from TES. Who's that? They got Forge, IG Young X player, or left Vici, slash RA, and now they're going against V5, who have got Weiwei, they've got Mole, they've got PP God. They also have Longxing, and they also have Trigger from Sohei Prince, but they also have Y4 as ADC. Trigger is not good, but
is he not?
He wasn't that good on Sohei 1 because hybrid exists. But okay, so we have Rogue Warriors V5. When that game comes up, I'll tell you what we're gonna predict. As I see so many EOL games playing right now. Okay, so our first prediction game is actually gonna be a tomorrow game. OMG versus RNG. Best of 3. What are you going with?
Yeah. Oh god. I mean, I'm gonna go with 2-0 RNG.
Okay, that's a fair shot.
Because I mean, obviously, like, it's RNG. They've been one of the orgs that have been more towards the top of the LPL for like as long as I can remember. And I haven't heard anything from OMG in 6 years.
Yeah, and they don't really.
So I'm kind of thinking they've faded into irrelevancy a little bit.
They have 0 roster right now, I think. Okay, you're going 0-2 to RNG. I'm going 0-2 to RNG. Not to copy you, but that's how I'm living life right now.
I mean, that prediction's gonna kind of prophesize how I'm gonna do all of my predictions. Just how much I've heard from the teams in the last 6 years.
Now, the next game is FPX versus Suning.
Oh.
Now, I will say, remember what I said about TN? TN is not playing for the foreseeable future due to health reasons. So they now have a rookie coming in as their jungler. But last time that happened, TN was the rookie. So whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna throw mine out there. 2-0 Suning, easy.
See, I'm gonna go completely opposite from you.
Oh.
I'm gonna go 2-1 FPX.
2-1 FPX.
Because I feel like, I mean, it's like it's a bit of a coin flip prediction. I'm not gonna lie, but whenever like a sub comes in, they're either gonna come in like giga motivated, and the rest of the team is gonna be like giga motivated to work with them and succeed, or they're just gonna not be ready and not be on the same page as the team. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because it's FPX, because they're like one of the better teams in China. Yes, okay, Suning are also one of the better teams in China, but just work with me on this, right?
I mean, no, I'm working with you. I understand it. I understand the logic. There's some logic here. Now, the next game is actually the game it's the homework game. Rogue Warriors versus V5. I'm going 2-1 to V5. I think Mole is going to mid gap Forge, and Forge used to play on IG, so I don't hold that lightly. I genuinely think Forge is gonna get absolutely bodied by Mole, because Mole, he gets angry, and he got angry against Shanks, and he solo killed him 3 times. But I mean, there are 2 teams that you probably haven't heard much of, so you probably have to go off what I said.
I have no idea.
So it's a coin flip prediction. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. If it comes off, it'll be great. But I'm gonna probably go 2-0 V5.
2-0 V5. So right now, the only separating factor actually we have 2 separating factors. One of us is gonna get 0 points from the FPX Suning game.
Yep.
And I think Rogue Warriors V5, one of us is gonna get 1 point, one of us is gonna get 2 points. Or we're both gonna get 0. It's it's scary.
I am looking at that one purely looking at the current standings in the LPL for that prediction.
So current standings: JDG versus RA. Let me hear your prediction. I'll tell you mine after.
JDG versus RA.
Rare Atom Esports.
Thing is, I actually know a bit more about JDG.
You should also know a little bit about RA. They have some really good rookies. It's Vici.
I know. Is that the iBoy?
That's iBoy from EDG.
Is that iBoy? Okay,
It's also Vici Gaming's old team. Vici Gaming sold their spot at the start of the year to Rare Atom. It's the team Karma coached last season.
Yeah.
Karma's now left. I think Pumandu is still there. They've got a bunch of good rookies going on down there in Rare Atom. I also have an account named after their support, Heng. He's a very, very good support, in my opinion. He's a good rookie. iBoy has been teaching pretty well, which is really funny because I think iBoy is still a rookie every year I see him, but he's getting old. Let me hear the prediction.
I'm going 2-1 JDG.
Oh. Okay, we're at again.
That roster's kind of smurf.
Yeah.
Like, it's not obviously like they're 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
But
to me, JDG's roster, this game is based on who plays mid lane. If Shie plays, they are losing the game so hard because Shie and Kanavi just don't work because Kanavi's AFK. Whereas Yagao, he will help Kanavi because he's like, okay, Kanavi wants the power, I'm just gonna push my wave and roam. So if Yagao plays, then they could win. But in my opinion, Rare Atom are the better team. They're gonna go 2-1 on the game because I think iBoy is just gonna gap Loken.
So we're completely going opposite here.
We flip the script. So
we flip the script.
This is the game. This is like my LGD EDG prediction. This is my wild card. This is my wild card team. If it pulls off, I'm a genius. If it fails, then I'm such an idiot. Whereas the final game is RNG versus V5. I'm going 2-0 RNG. Now, I assume you'll probably follow.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna go 2-1.
2-1 RNG. Okay, he's going for the points.
I'm gonna go 2-1 because we need to have some differences in here because I need to beat you.
I see some trash talk coming from Twitch chat, not believing in the wine connoisseur Zoom. What do you mean? Do you not believe? Wait, who's Rare Adam's top laner? 1 sec, give me a moment. I've completely forgot.
It's Cube.
Oh wait, yeah, it's Cube. Zoom's gonna get bodied, bro. Cube's wild, man. Yeah, I know Cube. I generally don't know Cube that well. I just remember Coma hated him for a little bit. Yeah, shut up. If Zoom doesn't get Renekton, he's getting absolutely bodied.
Well, Dabis, I have to say, I love that you're having confidence in me. I wish I had the same confidence in my predictions.
The lead's growing.
I don't have any belief in my predictions, but you know.
I mean, you've got to have a little bit of belief, because
there's a little bit of belief there.
But our predictions, we're going for. I'm gonna go through. OMG versus RNG. Luke / guest. Just say Luke now. Is 0-2 to RNG. I'm going 0-2 to RNG. Next game, FPX versus Suning. Luke's going 2-1 to FPX. I'm going 2-0 to Suning. Then Rogue Warriors vs V5. The homework game is 0-2 to V5, 1-2 to V5. First one is Luke's, second one's mine. Next game, JDG versus Rare Atom. 2-1 to JDG, 1-2 to Rare Atom. I keep saying Rogue Atom. That's a sick name though. Rogue Atom? Jeez.
I don't know.
RNG versus V5, 2-1, 2-0. Now, this is where the lead... This is where I'm hard throwing before Lunar New Year break. Or I'm not hard throwing. I'm scared. I'm scared for my well-being. I'm currently at 1 point. Now, the best thing about having this is I'm gonna keep scores of like who got what. So Dabber's got 4 points. I got 1. So now we have a head-to-head, but we also have you're part of the guest team.
Yeah.
So it's like
up guest team.
It's 100 versus 1 basically. But I'm playing 100 best of 1s or best of 5s really, which is really funny. But anyway, we've gone on for about an hour now.
I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there real quick. I'm glad you didn't give me any E-Stars games to predict.
Yeah,
because...
I was actually looking for an E-Star game, and I just kind of flew over one. I was like, yeah, whoops.
Because now I am an E-Star stanner. I cannot ever predict them to lose.
Oh. So... Now, I know Davos is in chat. Now, if there's any questions in chat, they want to throw it out. But should we give Davos a team? Because I forgot to do it last week. Now, Davos, you're in chat. Would you like us to spin the wheel and pick you a team for LPL?
Does Dabis not have an LPL team?
I don't believe he does. I believe he just is a connoisseur of... He says spin the wheel!
He said spin the wheel.
Now,
I think you've got to do it.
Wait, has E-Star been removed? E-Star hasn't been removed. That's very good. Spin the wheel. That's erys versus guest. That's not the correct scene. Now, I should click it, right? Okay, it's spinning. What is it gonna be? Give Dabis his team! Oh, it's boring. It's boring. It's so boring. It's so boring.
What did he get? Oh, he got E-Stars? Did he get E-Stars?
No, he got Suning. It's so boring. It was gonna be OMG. Then it almost got Tess. You're a Suning fan now. You almost got it. You almost got it, bro. You are now a Suning fan. Welcome to the fan club. Welcome to the what do you call it? Oh, what do you call it when loads of people start being a fan of something because of something? You didn't. Oh, what's it called?
Army?
No. What?
I don't know.
No, it's So okay, something gets popular and now you're a fan of it. What do you call that? Mob mental. Bandwagoning. That's it.
That's the one.
Bandwagoning. You're a bandwagoner. Oh my god! Thank you for in chat. Jesus, I completely...
Time to build a shrine for Mr. Bin.
I think it's by SOFM and Bin you trust. If they go Omnistone, you're doomed.
Fiora Pentakills only.
I mean, I wonder who... I'm curious to think who would our next guest get. Now, I really hope someone gets like TT or something, because I want to know a TT fan. Like, I genuinely don't know her.
I mean, I was tempted to start supporting them just based off their name alone, honestly.
It's a good name.
Such a good name.
Thunder Talk Gaming. Who would have thought? But Yeah, we've been going on for an hour. We've spun the wheel multiple times.
Multiple times.
Copious amounts of time. Now, any closing thoughts about the LPL? Anything okay, so you came in this a greenie. Now I consider you graduated from first grade to second grade.
Okay.
Your education's improving. Is there anything else quickly before we end you want to learn about the LPL? Throw it out and I'll give you an answer.
Why are there no Western players in the LPL?
Because they're crap.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the thing is, you can say the same about LCK.
Yeah.
They're all old. They're crap. I mean, actually, wait.
true.
Actually, I'll take that back. Shadow has apparently signed with an LPL team.
Ooh.
But Shadow can't... Shadow is like... He's a half. He's half Chinese, half... half Italian, I believe. So, he technically will be the first Westerner in the LPL, but he also played on EDG Academy when he was younger, so...
But he's never played in the LPL.
He never played in the LPL, and...
He's only played professionally.
He said he signed with the an LPL team, but I heard nothing else after that. So you can't say exactly. You can't read into it too much until it's announced. And honestly, I would love to see him on IG young, like just to see him just grow because we don't have a LDL. The LDL team's a bit weak this year, and Shadow would really love that. And shout out to Ning. If anyone doesn't know, Ning is taking a break from competitive play, but apparently there's a bit of a rumor going around that Ning could have been starting for a lot of teams in the LPL. The teams were offering and he said no. So if he wants to come back, there's a chance that he could be starting in summer, which is incredible to think. The amount of stuff he's gone through, that he's still a starting caliber jungler, which just shows how bad this league is and why I love it. But yeah, any closing thoughts? Anything you want to promote? I know you stream on Twitch a bit. I know you're doing some co-ownership as well.
I think with me streaming on Twitch, it counts as a little bit more than a bit.
It's more than me.
Yeah, well, but I'm streaming over on my Twitch. Am I right to shout myself out? It feels kinda...
I mean, I'm asking you to shout out anything you're doing.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I'm streaming over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Enixxx, 3x is an underscore. Because
I believe I did the thing correct. If I go bang.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my Twitch
that's why I was asking. I want to flex my little Nightbot. Shout out Nightbot.
I stream myself running it at games over there.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else that people should be watching out for that you're producing?
Yeah, I've got a. Well, firstly, I've got to shout out at Invol Esports on Twitter.
Okay.
Go drop us a follow over there. We're bringing you the finest Nordic League of Legends from the second division of the Swedish League.
Second division of Swedish.
Second division of Swedish. No, the second division of the Swedish League. Started our season on Monday, 2-0 in our first series.
Oh, so, congrats!
Yeah, so the boys getting on well. Gonna be a banger of a season. And yeah, as we're trying to fight to get promoted back up to the first division, but it'll be fun.
It's fun. Fun.
I know this is mainly League of Legends related, but got our CS:GO team making their debut for spring tomorrow night as well.
Ooh, any CS:GO fans in chat? That's what
which would be kind of hype.
Now, a question I've got just for Invol: is there a Valorant team on the way?
I can't say too much.
Damn.
We've thought about it.
Poor champ.
But there's not really any. I don't believe there's anything on the cards at the moment.
Because I know we have a certain Aussie guy in the UNL server that might want to join. He plays for Australia, so probably not.
But no, we've thought about it, but at the moment it's not really. I don't think it's really feasible for us.
Well, with that, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you for having me.
I hope the gateway drug of LNG versus TT is enough to suffice, and I hope to see you watching E-Star games.
Now, well, I was about to say, now I am an E-Star stanner. I'm gonna have to be watching all of their games.
Now,
so.
I will be I'm genuinely gonna check in a month about your East. Now, okay, if I say a month, they're gonna go on a 2-week break soon. So there's only gonna. It's very soon. It's when
looking at the schedule. There's 2 more weeks.
Yeah, it's when Lunar New Year comes. They just vanish for a while. I think it's really weird. It just happens. Anyway, so I'm gonna check in later on.
Yep.
I'm gonna invite you back on, and we're gonna have the Enixxx E-Star update. Now, you didn't realize it was EE. E-Star
Kinda
Enixxx.
works.
It's
Kinda works.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Enixxx E-Star update as well as the. I can't do the erys Balan update. Damn it.
You'll have the Dabis.
The bear is back.
Dabis Suning update as well.
Dabisning? 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 Dabisuning? Dabisuning? Alright, I'm trying to combine the words.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Anyway, thanks for coming on. I hope you're addicted to the LPL now. I don't think it's gonna be possible. I don't think you're like me where you just love chaos.
I mean, I'm always
You dabble.
partial to a bit of chaos.
Dabble into a bit of chaos. But anyway, thanks for coming on. It's the third time I said that.
Thanks for having me.
Hope to see you
We'll get
again.
there eventually.
We're gonna do it again. Thanks for coming on. Now the fifth
Thanks
time.
for having me.
Best of 5. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for the Twitch chat. Thanks for following Dabis. I hope Dabis enjoys. He got Suning and SOFM, and he has to live by Bin.
And he has to build tank items in the jungle for all of
Oh
eternity.
God. Yeah, and well, that's gonna be it for today. We'll be here again next week. Obviously, I will announce the guest about Monday next week. Because
I was about to say I won't be here next week.
yeah, I have. You could be, but I don't think you will be because I'm looking to get someone else on, and we'll be pause champing it because it might not happen yet. But that's by the by. That's the next week. So keep an eye on my socials. Twitter.com/72erys. Also, I stream on Twitch sometimes. I don't know. I was gonna stream earlier with the IG thing, but my schedule stuff. I usually do. Victor's Gaming watch-alongs. It's like a co-stream, but not a co-stream. You can multi-stream it.
It's not an official co-stream.
Yeah, and I genuinely cry watching IG, or I just fall asleep because sometimes it's very boring, which is very funny. But yeah, that's
IG Stanner.
That's what happens for me. My Twitter is very crazy, and also you'll find me on UNL this weekend, Saturday night, playoff losers final. But with that,
Am I casting that?
you're gonna have to ask the guy that does production, not me. Wink.
Oink.
But yeah, that's gonna be it from me. That's gonna be it from Luke. Goodbye, I guess. I don't know how to end stuff. I struggle to end things. But yeah, goodbye. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
I'll see you next week.
See you later.
Later, Gabe.